County is now requiring people to wear face coverings in most public settings, but someone in the East County may have gone too far with theirs over the weekend. Pictures posted on social media show this man wearing what appears to be a Ku Klux Klan hood in a grocery store in Santee. Fox 5's Jason Slosh joins us live with what the mayor of the city is now saying about this. Jason, a lot of people disturbed by that.
Well, just shocking, Maria, and people all over the county are talking about what happened inside this Vons. And it sounds like the people who were inside at the time weren't too happy about it either. And now the sheriff's department is investigating whether criminal charges are appropriate. A disturbing sight in an East County grocery store over the weekend. A man shopping while wearing a KKK hood. It happened at this Vons on Mission Gorge Road in Santee. One shopper who took these photos said store employees told the man to remove the hood or leave. The images have sparked outrage online and from community leaders, including Santee's mayor.
I am stunned. Stunned because it's always sad when somebody, regardless of what their reasoning is, resorts to putting any kind of symbol out there that depicts some kind of hatred.
Pictures like that are always shocking.
Tammy Gillies with the Anti-Defamation League of San Diego says the images are even more disturbing, coming just days after the one-year mark since the deadly synagogue shooting in Poway.
I think emotions are still raw, and people are struggling with the virus and with what's happening in our community, the divisiveness in the world. And I think seeing such a symbol of hate really at people's own supermarket, a place you would go, anytime, it sends a message. That type of hate really sends a message to the community.
Now, the man with the hood has not been identified. This also brings up the city of Santee's checkered past when it comes to race. We'll have more about that reaction coming up next hour.
Is getting a lot of attention on social media. It shows a man in a Santee grocery store wearing a makeshift Ku Klux Klan hood. This is being used, in his opinion, apparently, to meet the face mask requirements in San Diego County. There are several of these photos popping up of the same man. This one taken just before 6 o'clock in the evening on Saturday at the Vons in Santee. According to some reports, Vons security asked the man to take the hood off, but it's unclear if he actually did it right away. This man has not yet been identified. Now, San Diego County Supervisor Diane Jacob, who represents Santee, released in a statement saying, "The images I've seen are abhorrent. This blatant racism has no place in Santee or any part of San Diego County. It is not who we are. It is not what we stand for, and it cannot be tolerated."
And there continues to be outrage growing over a shopper at a Santee Vons who appeared to be dressed in a KKK-style hood. Our 10 News reporter Jennifer Kastner spoke to a sheriff's detective this afternoon who said the man has not been identified yet, but deputies are reviewing surveillance video.
This detective told me she's been fielding several calls this Monday from members of the community who are concerned for their safety. Behind the doors of this Vons in Santee, disturbing reports of a man seen wearing what appears to resemble a KKK-style hood while shopping this past Saturday. 10 News is not showing the images that were taken by other shoppers and posted to social media.
No place and no need for people to be acting like that. And yes, people are fearful.
County Supervisor Diane Jacob has called it abhorrent and an act of blatant racism. The Anti-Defamation League denounced the incident, and the NAACP San Diego is calling on local law enforcement to investigate and provide a full report to the community. The San Diego County Sheriff's Department said its deputies were not called to the scene at the time it took place, but detectives are now looking into it and will pursue criminal charges if necessary. Monday, a spokesperson with Vons referred 10 News to the company's statement from Sunday, reading in part, "Needless to say, it was shocking. Several members of our team asked the customer to remove it, and all requests were ignored until the customer was in the checkout area. We are reviewing with our team how to best handle such inappropriate situations in the future."
The message that was sent was an ugly one. And that means we must respond, but let's put this behind us too. Let's overwhelm this one ugly incident with love and compassion.
And I spoke to the Santee Mayor John Minto this Monday afternoon, who reiterated the city will not tolerate such behavior. Jennifer Kastner, 10 News.
The Sheriff's Department is asking you to reach out if you have any information on this incident.
County now requiring people to wear face coverings in most public settings, as we know, but someone in the East County went too far with theirs over the weekend. Pictures posted on social media show this man wearing what appears to be a KKK hood in a grocery store in Santee. Fox 5's Jason Sloss has more.
A disturbing sight in an East County grocery store over the weekend. A man shopping while wearing a KKK hood. It happened at this Vons on Mission Gorge Road in Santee. One shopper who took these photos says store employees told the man to remove the hood or leave. The images have sparked outrage online and from community leaders, including Santee's mayor.
I am stunned. Stunned because it's always sad when somebody, regardless of what their reasoning is, resorts to putting any kind of symbol out there that depicts some kind of hatred.
Pictures like that are always shocking.
Tammy Gillies with the Anti-Defamation League of San Diego says the images are even more disturbing, coming just days after the one-year mark since the deadly synagogue shooting in Poway.
I think emotions are still raw. And people are struggling with the virus and with what's happening in our community, the divisiveness in the world. And I think seeing such a symbol of hate really at people's own supermarket, a place you would go, anytime. It sends a message, that type of hate really sends a message to the community.
It also stirs thoughts of Santee's checkered past when it comes to race.
But I think that they have worked very hard over many years, and it's unfortunate that something like this, that one person's actions bring that all back. And I think we have to fight against that. We have to say, this doesn't represent that community. It doesn't represent the San Diego community.
The mayor says the city has changed, and what happened at the grocery store is an isolated, ugly incident.
Santee is not about that. We don't condone that. And it's just a sad reminder of how people can be intolerant.
Meanwhile, the San Diego County Sheriff's Department is looking into the matter to determine if any criminal charges are appropriate. In Santee, Jason Sloss, Fox 5 News.
Well, we talked to one of the customers who took some of the photos. He tells us there were plenty of people inside the store when the man wearing the KKK hood was shopping here at the Vons on Saturday. Now, the Sheriff's Department was not called here, but they tell us they are looking into this incident.
I was shocked. It was shocking to me. That was a blatant display of racism right there.
I didn't believe it. It's like, no, not my Vons.
Reaction from shoppers over these photos that went viral over the weekend of a man wearing a KKK mask while shopping in this Santee Vons store.
Everybody has a right to express themselves, but like I said, we all know what the Klan represents, and I don't think that's okay. That is not okay.
A spokesperson for Vons tells News 8 the employees were shocked too, and several of them asked the man to remove the hood. She says he ignored their requests until he was in the checkout area. Santee Mayor John Minto says this person does not represent Santee. He told us this over the phone.
It's sad when somebody goes out there and wears a symbol of hatred. Being ignorant in public is not against the law, but it should be in some cases.
The San Diego County Sheriff's Department confirms detectives are looking into the incident and, quote, will pursue any appropriate criminal charges. Meanwhile, the San Diego Anti-Defamation League says incidents of hate are on the rise. Regional Director Tammy Gillies.
San Diego is better than this, and that we have to stand up for each other. We have to be allies to each other.
Shoppers like Jennifer Matarazzo say with everything going on right now, this is the last thing grocery store employees should have to deal with.
And the store employees are having a hard enough time as it is. My family works for the grocery industry as well, and I wouldn't appreciate my daughter having to deal with that either. It's just not okay. You can say what you want to say, but don't come in there with that on.
And the Sheriff's Department is reaching out to the public about this incident. They are asking anyone with information to contact them.
Shoppers are stunned in East County when a man enters a grocery store wearing a racist hood. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Alicia Summers.
And I'm Steve Price. The disturbing post has been circulating on social media. It shows a man wearing a Klan hood for a face covering while grocery shopping. Now, this is not a hoax. We have confirmed this happened yesterday at the Vons in Santee.
News 8's Kelly Hessedal spoke to the Anti-Defamation League about this shocking image and has reaction from local leaders.
Well, there are lots of comments regarding this post. Plenty of people are upset about it. One man that we talked to who took some of these photos didn't want to talk on camera about it, but he did tell us when he saw this person, he felt sick to his stomach. Photos of a man wearing shorts, a T-shirt, and a KKK white hood pushing a shopping cart have been circulating on social media. The photos were taken at the Vons store on Mission Gorge Road in Santee Saturday afternoon.
I think he's a fool. I think he's inciting problems in the store. He's looking for a fight.
I'm really disappointed that he came out with that on his head. Like, you could have did anything else.
On social media, one shopper wrote, several employees came over together and told the man to either remove the hood or he would have to leave, so he removed the hood. So troublesome in so many ways, this is still happening in Santee at Vons. Disgusting. Others wrote they couldn't believe the photo was real. This man wrote, it makes my head spin in anger. The San Diego Anti-Defamation League says hate cases are on the rise. Regional Director Tammy Gillies.
Yes, we've seen that for both the Asian American community, the anti-Semitism that's out there. We've seen it on the rise. And, you know, that's what history shows us, is that when there's a crisis, people look for a scapegoat.
We reached out to Vons for comment. A spokesperson sent us a statement that reads in part, quote, unfortunately, an alarming and isolated incident occurred at our Vons store in Santee, where a customer chose an inflammatory method of wearing a face covering. Needless to say, it was shocking. Several members of our team asked the customer to remove it, and all requests were ignored until the customer was in the checkout area. This was a disturbing incident for our associates and customers, and we are reviewing with our team how to best handle such inappropriate situations in the future.
I think our country is in such a divide right now.
County Supervisor Diane Jacobs sent this statement to News 8 Sunday. It says, quote, the images I've seen are abhorrent. This blatant racism has no place in Santee or any part of San Diego County. It is not who we are. It is not what we stand for and can't be tolerated. And late Sunday night, the mayor of Santee weighed in on this as well, sending us a statement of his own, thanking the people who stepped in during this situation. He says this individual's actions are not representative of Santee.